Yeah. Oh, it's been a while. It's really been a while. And I missed it. I really missed this. Let's see. There, full screen. A little bit of black and then it's full screen. Yeah, nice. Nice. Nicely done, George. Nicely done. So, is it 3 months? 4 months since the last time I streamed Sports Car GT? It's something along those lines. So yeah, it will be a bit interesting to see if I remember everything. But what I do remember is that we're closing it on the end of the last season. This is going to be the last season in the bonus GT World Championship in the game. It's 3 races left. It's North Point, 20 minutes race, and Southern Park and Laguna Seca Raceway. I have no idea about the race length. That's why it is a question mark if this is an end game. For all I know, the last race at Laguna Seca will be an hour or something, and it's, yeah, we'll see what happens. But at the moment, this is planned to be the last stream. This will be the end game. I hope and pray and everything like that. What you do. So I'm driving the Porsche GT1. If you don't remember, fully upgraded, and I'm leading the championship. I've won the championship. You can only score 11 points per race, so it's just 33 points left to score for the maximum 33 points. So I won. So in theory, I can skip the races, but I want to do as many as possible as well. So we'll see then. I don't think there's much point in talking and not driving. There's no background sound either. I'm gonna turn up my microphone a tiny bit, I think. It's a bit difficult to know the levels of the microphone. It is in the red quite often, and that it's supposed to be a bit too loud, but I haven't heard any complaints before, so yeah. Anyway, I'm leading. I won the championship. Eric Bernard is second, David Brabham, Mark Murphy, Xavier Ladd, and Klaus Ludwig. That's the top 6. And there's still 3 cars that hasn't scored. A couple of Callaway's and a McLaren. So, ready. I'm going to do qualifying for North Point. Short tracks, I'll do qualifying. Long tracks, I'm skipping qualifying. I'm not going to do qualifying at Laguna Seca. You know what? I won the whole thing. Let's not do any qualifying at all. Just start at the back. That'll be fine. Yep. 20 minutes race, North Point. Let's go. Oh, it's night and rain. Or wet. That's quite a bit of wheel spin. Oh, that's a car on the outside. It will take a bit of time to get used to this again. Playing with a keyboard. And having having to not just keep my finger into the corners. That's a straight sentence. But actually tapping the left and right arrows. Oh, that was also a car on the outside. To not spin. There is. It's either full throttle or no throttle as well, and same with the brakes. So I need to tap the throttle arrow and brake arrow. I'm using the comma button and the other button. Ooh, I can't remember the word. Can't remember what it's called now in English, but yeah, using those buttons to shift up and down. That's also a bit different. Trying to remember stuff now. Having to be a bit smart when it comes to fuel. Trying to make this at the one stop. The AIs will, except for ones who have crashed and needed to fix the car at the moment, they will do just one stop. I need to do a one stop as well. even though I won the championship, I really want to win every race, of course. It's... Oh, no. It is a bit like Max Verstappen. You really want to win every time you're on the track. Max, Super Max. It wasn't a Super Max today. It wasn't a Super Max today, but this game is older than Max Verstappen, I think. No, it might not be. Oh. Ooh. It is at least older than Harrison Burton, who won in NASCAR yesterday. But it is an old game. I was about to say I'm surprised that I'm doing as well as I am. Oh. And then I hit the grass during braking, and I am far down in the field. Also, in terms of settings, I seem to remember that I'm using the most amount of AI cars possible. The shortest races, because they are quite long anyway, and the hardest difficulty. So just imagine how this would be on the easiest difficulty. It would have been a bit too easy. Not that it is easy at the moment. I have done the GT1 championship and failed on streams, and having to do that championship all over again to unlock the championship I'm doing now. So yeah, it isn't the easiest thing in the world, and it's a bit typical of the older games. They could be hard, and you are allowed to actually fail. If you're not good enough, you won't unlock stuff, and that's how the old games used to be. You couldn't pay your way into unlock stuff if you just didn't have the skills. You needed to have some sort of skills to unlock stuff. Which, well, I'm likely going to unlock something by winning the championship, which I've never unlocked before. So I didn't have the skills, or maybe not the patience previously when I was a shit kid. Now I'm just a shit, not a kid anymore. Something like that. So yeah, I am a bit surprised that I'm this fast, relatively speaking. As it's been some months since the last time I played the game. Oh, and again. Though I do remember doing things like that. I remember a race at Mosport, not the last stream, but the stream before that, where I can't remember if it was for first or second. I was at least in a fight. I was so happy that I got either first or second, and then I spun and crashed in the last corner of the last lap. Something about skills and being allowed to fail. So, someone's been to the pits again? That's, yeah. Like I've said, I do think in almost every single stream, the AIs do make mistakes at all times. Not only when you're close to them, but they do make mistakes. They crash into each other. They spin by themselves. They are quite dynamic in that sense. And as opposed to some modern games where the AIs that are on the opposite side of the track are just simulated, they are not really existing. Oh, Oh, talking about making mistakes. That's an AI doing a mistake. Making a mistake, doing a mistake. Yeah. Like not every modern game, but a few modern games, especially the ones with a fairly non-existent replay ability. And I'm not talking about replayability like in, oh, I can play the game over and over again, but the replay, the race, a replay file. There is certain new games that doesn't really have that opportunity, and if they have the opportunity, you can basically only watch your own car. And that's because the AI cars on the other side of the track aren't actually rendered in and simulated in terms of physics. They are simulated as in a simulation. They are not doing laps. They are just not there. And that also means that they don't make mistakes in that sense. There might be some programming in the newer games where there is a risk factor. There might be a 0.01 chance of mistake if X, Y, Z are happening, but they're not actually simulated physics-wise. So suddenly there is a car in the game that has done a mistake, but you don't really know what, and it might look unrealistic because the car is basically just spawned in to a mistake. That's not the case with Sports Car GT, even though it's 25 years old. Every car is simulated in terms of physics and physically being on the track. If you open a replay file, you can watch every single car whenever you want, wherever you want, and they're all properly simulated. So that means that the AIs can make mistakes at every corner in every race at any given time. They can hit each other, they can spin each other out, they can spin by themselves, they can hit a wall, they can... yeah. And this makes everything quite dynamic. It doesn't mean that it's completely random, it's not in the car. It's... yeah. Or it's not how in the car used to be. So it's not completely random and it doesn't feel completely random, but things can happen without you as a player impacting anything. You're just a part of a big race, which is honestly a good thing. Of course, you can impact quite a bit of the race yourself. You can hit other cars, you can do stuff, you can act like an idiot. But yeah. So I mean, that's probably the only dynamic thing in the game, but it is a very good thing. There's no dynamic tracks or stuff, and yeah, you might say that of course not, it's an old game, but Grand Prix 3 was released the same year or a year after, and that game does have a somewhat rudimentary but functioning dynamic track with drying lines and dynamic weather. So it is possible. But as you know, with Image Space Incorporated, they didn't really get into that part of the business until rFactor 2. So that's 10 years further down the line from this one, at least. Okay then, pit stop time, yeah. Don't need full tank of fuel, but I need to fix the damage. 12-second pit stop. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Alrighty. Down in second place, but the AIs do need to pit. So I'm feeling quite confident that this will be a win. It's a bit risky, 8 minutes left of the race, and I can make mistakes to the point where I need to pit again. That's happened before. So, but yeah, I feel confident this will be a win. Also like that I do think it's not that I meant to or supposed to, but when I shift gears and just keep the arrow up, which is the throttle, down, it does actually hit the rev limiter. So, sorry mate. So in theory I guess I'm supposed to let off the throttle while shifting. I guess I'm supposed to do a lot of things that I don't do, so I'm a bit impressed that the Lister Storm is that much quicker than the other AIs. I know that the that's more than a bit of rubbing. The Panus I have had, yeah, it was that thing again. Panus, Pani, yeah. I've had a bit of issues during the race, so they might, one of them or both might have done the single pit stop already. Speaking of, that's one of them. So they might actually get by the Lister, maybe not that Panus. But the other one might get by the Lister during the pit stops. It would be interesting, or fun, I was meant to say, if the Lister Storm managed a second place in the wet. It's pitting now at least. And there's a bunch of cars from 3rd to 7th on the bottom line. Yeah, stormy weather suits the storm, indeed. I'm not so sure that the stormy weather suits Newcastle United, but yeah. Okay, something's happened. The Monster Raptor was off, and there's a bunch of cars in the pit, probably doing the not mandatory pit stop. No, it is mandatory due to fuel levels and that stuff, but it's not by the rules. And that is the second Panus, or the first, depending on how we like to say it, depending on where they are on track. I guess that would be the second Panus anyway. It is the one with the highest number. Okay, that was an interesting move. It's seemingly quite a bit quicker than the Merc ahead, but not able to make a move. Or was able to do the move there. But open up the way for me as well. Also, in case someone is listening and didn't get the reference, the Lister Storm in the game does have the Newcastle United Football Club emblem on the bonnet in the front of the car. Which is a strange one for racing, but Newcastle are a bit strange as well. Even stranger now than it used to be. Okay, 3 minutes 45 left, so that's 4 or 5 laps. This race has been surprisingly, famous last words, easy, but it's been surprisingly easy to handle so far. Yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm just a bit surprised. I'm not that big a fan of the rain in the game because driving with a keyboard, slippery surfaces ain't the easiest thing to handle. It's been working out so far. Going to lap the whole bloody field as well. That's a nice one. Yeah, a race car with Newcastle United logo and Adidas. Doesn't seem like a race car. Seems like an ad for a football club. And I know that I read about how and why, but I can't remember why that Lister had all those football related things on the car. Oh! What was that? What the actual... Yeah, crash recovery. No shit, Sherlock. Okay. It's not... Did the game just decide that this is too easy, or what? What happened there? Crikey, it's Irvins. Okay. That was something. I know that due to the voodoo system to emulate the GPU, it might have a small little lag while hitting the different buttons at times, like once every 15 minutes or something. And also if you just keep the throttle floored when you take over a car out of the pits and stuff, that might make the car go sideways due to, well, the game is 25 years old and didn't get that many patches, so it's probably a little bug somewhere, or maybe it is due to using modern systems. I don't know, but I wasn't hitting any other button than the throttle at that moment, and yeah. That was something. Okay, last lap then. Let's hope that this doesn't happen again. Now I'm a bit nervous. Probably shouldn't happen. That thing hasn't happened in 15 streams so far. So, yeah, statistically speaking, it shouldn't happen 2 times in stream number 16 then. But I also know that that's not how it works. Off he goes. And winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, physics is physicking or something like that. Indeed. That one was... yeah. Well, LG, life's good. That was LI, life's interesting. Something like that. LA, maybe. Los Angeles. So, anyway, Xavier Latch did get the Lisa Storm to second. Eric Barnard was third. Ed Davin and Roger Mandeville. But it was Greg Lobel in sixth that hasn't scored a point yet. And probably also David Copton to make it like that. Exit race, 200Ks in the pocket. Nice. 25-minute race in Southern Park. So that was one of the Callaways that didn't score points. So now it's just Greg Lobel and Jeff England that hasn't scored points yet in the season. Interesting. Anyway, Southern Park, we will just jump into the next race. They are fairly long, these races. 10.4, 10.5, Southern Park. It is. Let's do one down instead of one up and one down. Sounds good. Again, not bothering qualifying. I won the championship, and it takes a shorter time. And yeah, it's anything can happen. This is a track that's when I nail it, it's so fast and so fun, but it's not easy. At least it's dry and daytime. That was also wheel spin. And you know what? staying back. Talking about the AIs making mistakes and stuff. That's also a reason why I don't want to qualify on this particular track. Because as you saw, I'm not able to nail the starts. And then I will be, even if I get pole position, I might be 3rd, 4th or 5th into the third chicane. And we've seen it on certain tracks before in the game that the AIs know how to dive bomb. Oops. That's my fault. Sorry. It's probably not only the AI that knows how to dive bomb, apparently. I think I've said it before as well, but this is one track, or I mean basically every fancy track from this game, the last one and this one and Chatham and this is Speedway, but that's quite similar to quite similar to quite a few robles in the US. No, can't blame anything other than myself now. But yeah, the North Point, this one, Southern Park and Chatham, I wish that Image Space Incorporated actually made for rFactor 1 as well. They did have the cool idea between rFactor 1 and rFactor 2 to keep a couple of the fancy tracks from rFactor 1 into rFactor 2, but kind of create a story. In the sense that one of the tracks didn't get any funding from when it was in rFactor 1 until it got into rFactor 2. So they made the textures and the track look worn and not well kept, while the other track had an investor and it was modern and had new buildings and stuff. They could have done the same thing, I feel, between Sports Car GT and rFactor 1 in terms of fancy tracks. It would have been nice to have this one in rFactor 1. They did have Sardin Heights, a city track based in the fancy city of Sardin, I guess. But they could have had Sardin Heights and the Sardin Park. Then again, I am quite sure that someone has converted the track. And when we've seen the work that some modders do on rFactor 2 tracks, on rFactor 2 tracks, and when it comes to taking old circuits from Grand Prix Legends and Sports Car GT, that era, and updates them to the new and modern specs, or like the PBR, physics-based rendering in rFactor 2. They look really good. So it should be possible for someone with loads of skills to actually recreate this track or convert it into rFactor 2. I'm not sure about how happy Image Space Incorporated would be and the legality of it, but who knows. I mean, you might even ask them for permission and get a yes. Just present them with a good idea and a good plan, and they might actually say yes. Okay then, so again, pushing the top 10 in the race. Seems like this is where I'm fighting, and then I do mistakes like that, and I need to start all over again. Yep. So where the last race were surprisingly easy in a way, this one hasn't gone to plan at all, and now the red tires are hot. and I'm half a lap behind the leader. And yeah, this welcome to old games where you can lose, as I said. And there's no rubber banding, which I'm really happy about. That's not. I don't like rubber banding. Rubber banding is a bit. It's made a bloody hell. That's made a comeback in games recently, but now it's called enhanced AI, in the sense that the AI are supposed to learn how you drive in your speed and trying to match that. So you always have bloody hell. Tires 1, yeah, I know. The AI is supposed to learn how you're racing and your speed and your racing style to match that, so you'll always have AIs to fight with. So you won't be beaten by the AIs with 10 seconds every race, and you won't win with half a lap. But Jesus Christ, what an awful race. But that's just a fancy way of saying rubber banding. It is the same thing, just when you speak. I remember the first time I realized rubber banding was a thing. I guess I should have understood it in Mario Kart, but I just thought, it was supposed to be like that because it was a Super Mario game. But F1 World Grand Prix to the N64, based on the 97 season, I was always struggling on the first lap of the race. If I did the shortest races, which were 4 laps, I was always struggling a lot in the first lap to gain positions, and then the next 3 laps I just flew past the AIs. And if I for some reason did qualify, because I was a kid, I didn't bother with qualifying. I don't bother with qualifying here either, but yeah. Then I struggle to keep the AIs behind me on the first lap, and then I wasn't able to pull away. So even though I might gain 14 positions and 15 seconds in 3 laps if I start at the rear of the field, if I started first, I wasn't able to pull away with 15 seconds. And when I did a bit longer races, and again, that's not long racing, but 8, 10, 12 laps, maybe, so I even needed to do a pit stop during the race. Oh, thank you very much. Then the safe stuff happened, except for the rubber banding starting on lap, or the AI starting to drive slow on lap 2 if it was an 8 lap race. So it was basically 25% of the first 25% of the race, the AIs were really quick, and then they got gradually slower. Blah. Speaking is hard. And yesterday, it feels like I'm doing the donut challenge, and I'm not even a cop. Bloody hell! Yeah, this race might rival the Donington races I do. I also see that I'm gonna struggle with doing a one-stop race here, so I'm heading to the pit on this lap. Ooh! Both the Panus cars, Panus's Pani, crashed. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stretch that fuel for 2.5 more minutes, so I'm pitting now, and yeah, that will be a struggle anyway. Trying to get some new tires on. That's also also a way to do it. Yeah, do a wing change. Oh, not wing change. Wing angle change. So yeah, this hasn't been awesome. Cricket servants indeed. Okay, player control. At least I'm not last, I'm just second to last. Fresh tires. This is gonna be... yeah. It's gonna be great, he says and goes off. Whoop. Whoopie-doo. Oh, so some AIs are pitting now as well, so they might actually have to do a two-stop. At least some of them. Oh, the last place car is in the pit again. Someone is having a more shit race than I am. I didn't even know that was possible. I genuinely didn't know that was possible to have a more shit race than I have. Yeah, if the AIs are pitting twice as well, it's not great in the sense that I'm not saving a pit stop, but at least I'm not doing more pit stop than quite a few of them. The AIs are a bit... well, it varies between the AIs how much fuel they use as well, so it might be that a couple of AIs are managing to do this with just one stop. But at least some will do two stops by the looks of it, and that's good for me. But I'm 1.5 lap behind the leader, so it yeah. I'm a lap behind the points as well. And the car in 16th place is in the pits again. New course record. Yeah, so it just took me half the race to manage to do something. Oh. Yeah, I did something there as well. Because I need to treat the jump on the track as a rally stage. I need to brake before the jump and have a bit of throttle during the jump to land properly. Very weird to say that in a circuit race, but that's how I need to deal with it. And as I have to stop once more as well, I can just push. There's no point in trying to take care of the tires. Oh, move it, you McLaren. Yep, thank you. I like the 3 McLarens. Oops, sorry. I'm not waiting this time. Like the 3 McLarens. There is 2 with a very American livery, and there's 1 with the United Kingdom flag on it. And the driver of the United Kingdom one is called Jeff England. Somehow I feel like that's not a real driver, but Image Space Incorporating having a bit of fun. That's the car right ahead there now, in 13th. That's actually going to be a fight for position. I've set the new course record, but I'm not actually sure I'm gaining much on first place. I'll look at the line at the bottom. Okay, so the second place car is pitting now, so that means that the AIs are probably going to do a one-stopper. And the ones I saw in pits earlier have been in the wars. Either that, or there is an AI that's saving fuel quite a lot. Yep. I guess that's karma for spinning the other McLaren. Karma and the chickens. That's Fernando Alonso. Yep, the leader is in the pit. It's not in the pit. I thought, yeah, the leader is in the pit. Oh, that's Lister again. I think. I'm gonna zinc to the bottom with you. Something like that. Okay, let's try to keep a bit of distance now. Ooh, not do the same thing. And attack into the left-hander. Yep. Nicely done. Yeah, nicely done, but I don't think I will score any points in this race. The first half of the race was way too bad, too slow, too many mistakes. The first half of this race went about as I expected the first race to go. Oh. Well, these sand traps, ground traps in this game is at least effective. That's something. It's super effective. Sports Car GT use sand trap. It's super effective. Something along those lines. Ooh. Whoopa! So apparently I gained almost 1.5 seconds on my personal best just through the jumpy section there. That's solid. Très intéressant and très magnifique and everything like that as well. This time it wasn't me that hit that McLaren. But that was me. I guess karma again. Yeah, there's something about when I get into or close to the top 10 in this race, I start to do stupid mistakes. Yeah, one tire, little fuel, damaged car. I guess this points to the second pit stop coming up then. Ooh. That was an AI that crashed behind me. You could hear the crunch into the wall. I'm probably not gaining much to do. Yeah, 20-second body damage. I might have been. The time gained by going flat out into the pits due to not being a speed limit penalty thingy here. I guess yeah. The time gained from not slowing down is probably lost due to more damage repairs. So yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. I like how it looks like it's 22nd place at the bottom. it's 2nd and 12th. Oh, and this is dangerous pit exit. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice cut. Yeah, I did a couple more spins today, just to. I mean, I've won the championship, so why not go completely panizzi? Luckily, I don't have a co-driver who's not informed. Well, I don't have a co-driver also. Doesn't mean it doesn't matter if I've informed the non-existent co-driver or not. Anyway, yeah. Well, that could have been a lot worse. Ooh, yeah, that could have been a lot worse. I mean, the spectators need to have some fun. They paid good money to watch this race, so yeah, need to be entertained. I guess these stands are quite popular, seeing cars jump in and often crashing. Probably the reason why that's the only spectator stands on the whole track. Yeah, I'm leading the championship, Roy. I'm not leading the race, I'm leading the championship. I won the championship. I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart. Could have skipped all the remaining races, but I don't feel like it. The spectators need to get the value for their money, and so on. Maybe I should rename the profile. Oh, that's not possible. Oh, it's probably possible in some TXT file or something. This is such old game, so it's probably just, yeah. I should probably rename myself to GMotor or something. Ole Panizzi? Ah, GMotor sounds better then. I can pretend, for people who's not interested in rally, I can pretend that it is an homage to Gilles Villeneuve. And everything is, yeah. There's some cars in the pits now, so don't spin. Maybe I'll be able to get into the top 10 again and then start to do loads of mistakes. Yeah, now I'm in the top 10, so now it's time to start doing mistakes again. Whoop. Yep. Sometimes I hate being right. No. Oh. Oh. But it won't be any points scored here, so I think it's been so long since I've driven this game, and so long since I watched the championship bit thing, but also it's been so many races that I can't actually remember. Yeah, down to 11th. I can't remember what the worst position I've had. I seem to vaguely remember running out of fuel in a race. Oh, in a race? Trying to check out what would happen if I ran out of fuel. Oh, more people in the pit, or AIs. Well, technically not people. Gronk. But yeah, the race where I ran out of fuel, I probably ended up last. But I can't actually remember those, so I want to beat that McLaren. Yeah, Robin is racing. I just meant to rattle his cage a bit. I guess I did as well. I didn't spin him. Oh, okay, so winner is winner, chicken dinner. 8 is 8. I don't know. Idea. So okay, Samuel had won. Derek Brabham, Ben Schneider, Eric Bernard, and I guess Richard Valenture in the Porsche will be 5th. Maybe. We'll wait. Yep. So that's the points positions then. And I get 0 money for that whole race. Kinda monitos. Yeah, I feared that the last race of the season would be long. 45 minutes at Laguna Seca. One thing's for sure, no point in qualifying, no point in spending in time. I want to finish this thing now. The worst race I've done, I've had an 8 at Donington Long and a 12th at Donington Long, so not a single point scored at Donington Long. And 6 at Hockenheim and 8 at Sardine Park. So it is, unless I went out of fuel towards the end when I got 12th, but others had finished with less laps than I had. 8 is the worst position I've had. So yeah. Okay then. This is going to take a little while. Let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's go. 45 damn minutes of racing. In a race that I don't need to do. But me being me, I do want to do it. I kind of want to finish it off properly, like I should do. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. That's the way the cookie crumbles or something. So let's go. And if I do a lot of mistakes and things, I can just retire after halfway. So yeah. It's also pointless. Whoosh! It's also pointless. Start with a spin. I'm trying to say it's also pointless not doing this race in this stream and then do another stream with just this one race. That's also utterly pointless. So let's do it then. Let's see how it goes. The Laguna Seca Raceway, that, well, it is quite evident that the game is old when you look at this track. It's, yeah. You recognize the track, but at the same time you might not recognize it all the time. Oh. Seems like the AI in last place have been in the worst twice. But it wasn't that far behind after the first corner. Jeez Louise, what a fight. What a mess. This is quite messy, or Ronaldo. Ouch! That's a lot of damage in one lap. Ah, Mr. Shit. That was entirely my fault. I thought the AI would be a bit quicker so I could just fall in behind. End up touching this behind instead. Wow. Yep. Quite a bit of damage on the car. Losing top speed. Oh, the AIs are fighting as well. That chicane at the top of the hill, the corkscrew, that track limits isn't really a thing to that one. Need a left-hander or the right-hander. Not for me and not for AIs. So that's at least fair then. It's the same for all of us. Oh. Come on now. Get going, get going, get going, get going, get going, get going. Nice. So there is no penalty system in the game. Oh well, there is a penalty system in the game if you cut the tracks a lot. Like at the Desert Speedway, you can theoretically cut half the infield and just skip doing it, but then your lap doesn't count and you only continue in a race when you hit the spot where you went off the track to do the cut. On the next laps you're basically doing an extra lap. So I mean, when I spun the McLaren earlier, that was a misjudgment. I could have waited then as well, I guess, but I also spun myself. That's fine, but like in that situation where I flat out rammed the arse of the panels, I felt like it would have been a penalty usually. So I'll just wait. I said I didn't spin, I'll just wait for that AI to get back going again and rejoin the race. It's a personal way to hamper myself a little bit, because if not, it is really easy to just put some weight on the rear of the AI car and spin them out. You might spin out yourself a couple of times as well, but you can also gain quite a lot of the time, and that's like the upshift glitch thingy, like this, which gives me a lot of extra speed. That's the thing I can do in the game, but I don't want to. And here comes the panels. And something is happening in the front. That was smoky. And that was also smoky. So that corner is a corner where I seemingly are attacking a lot harder than the AI. That's the one that's causing me issues while fighting. I'm also looking forward to the first pit stop to fix the car. I do think I can be a lot quicker than this. I'm not sure how much quicker. 116 is my personal best in this race. At under 110, surely. Surely. Yeah. It does look like the Pons has had some issues in every race so far today as well. So the 3 fastest cars in the game, the 2 bonus cars and myself, I've had, with the exception of the first race, for me, it's been a difficult day. It's been a bad day. Hee-haw! Ooh. Ooh, this is a bit risky. I probably should have gone to the pits. In terms of fuel, yeah, 1 fuel. This is, yeah. So if I run out of fuel, I'll just have to wait for bloody 13 minutes. And then I'll retire. Because if I retire from the race before the midpoint of the race, then it just doesn't count. So I need to do everything again. So any retirements will be done after the midpoint of the race. Well, I'm in the points. I haven't spotted that until before now, and I also see that a couple of AIs has been in pits. No idea if that's collision damage or if it is fuel related. It is quite close to the pit stop window anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. It doesn't matter. Cristiano da matter. I wonder if I should go 1-up on the red wing. Yeah, let's do that. Let's 1-up it. Playing Mario. 1-up. Shouldn't have that sound effect, but I don't have it. Can't have everything. Alrighty then, pit stop done. And we are go. Okay, so I'm not supposed to do that pit road thingy. Now I'm guessing that the issue will be that the car is so much faster than I used to. Of course, new tires with a bit more grip as well, but yeah, 6th gear. What's up with that? I mean, I'm 1.6 behind my best lap so far in the race, and this is in the pit out lap. I guess that just shows the lack of speed from damage. I also guess it shows that my belief that I will be able to do a 110 is a bit optimistic, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see pretty soon. Far from it. I mean, I will be far from doing a 110. That is very optimistic indeed. Talk about an effective undercut. Went into the pit from 5th, and now I'm 3rd. No! No spinada, please! Yeah, this is the shortest race distance, and like with the amount of AIs you race against and the difficulty, there are 4 options. This is the shortest, and then you have 3 steps with longer races. I wonder how long this race would be on the longest setting. Yeah. That will probably take quite a while. I will probably cramp up my fingers doing a 3-4 hour race on a keyboard, maybe even longer. I have no idea what the longest race in this game is. What is the limit where things I've never tried and things I'm never going to try either. Oh, don't crash. Let's put it this way. If I ever in my lifetime on any kind of video streaming, video site thingy, upload on demand, whatever you want to call it, end up making a living out of it, if that happens, if I ever get to the point, I'm never going to, I'm not I need to take this seriously, but if it ever happens that I make a living out of it or something, then I'll do the maximum amount of time it's possible doing a Sport Car GT race, and I'll do it. I might not do it all by myself. Depending on how this race is going, we might actually check out how that works as well. But yeah, then I'll try to maximize a race in terms of distance in this game, and yeah, see what happens. Too bad that if I have okay, so the game is not completely original. There is a fan-made patch thing that I'm using, which I'm making the game look a little bit better. So imagine how it would look originally, but also the damage are more visual and some things like that. That fan patch is also adding the options to have more than 15 AIs, so more than 16 cars on tracks. That doesn't work on every track. Like Sardian Park, there's not enough grid spots and pit stalls. And I'm not sure if pit stops actually works on all tracks, so you need to figure out a track with enough pit stalls to have even more AIs. And then I could even figure out why the game crashes when pressing escape out of race with more than 15 AIs. It might be that is due to the replay files not handling more than 16 cars, as you're saving the replay when you exit the race. But if I figure out that and the whole making a living out of this thing, yeah, right, then I'll maybe do the longest race possible and do it multi-class as well, just to see how much chaos it's going to be. And hopefully it's not going to be unlimited. Well, it's not going to happen anyway, but yeah, it would be somewhat interesting. Now it's Spinella time again. Ouch! Oh, hello Scooby! You tend to show up when I'm doing these sports car streams. Okay, now I'm heading to the pits. And so are both AIs that hit me. Yeah, fine. No, I know. I might have noticed the graphics back then as well. It just was. It was what it was supposed to be. But also, I don't remember it looking. I remember it looking better than it does now, even with the patch. No, the multi-class racing is surprisingly good. I think my main issue with with multi-class racing in this game is the AI's struggle at times, at least, with lapping cars or passing slower cars, which, yeah, as you say, depending on the track, trying to do a multi-class event at Chatham, that's fun, but it's also chaos. GTR2. Okay, so the fun thing is, I own GTR2 on Steam and I've tried it a tiny bit, but I bought GTR1 and then GT Legends. But by the time I've had a chance to play more games like that, I had already joined the Racing League Nordic, which used rFactor 1, and also a Swedish Richard Burns Rally series. And through that Swedish Richard Burns Rally series, I know if you're always listening that GTR2 came out before I joined that series, but I already had GTR1, so didn't buy the second one. But yeah, I joined the Swedish Richard Burns Rally series and got in contact with Roy through that. Asked him if I was allowed to join his team. However, and somehow we ended up chatting a bit, and I brought Roy over to Racing Nordic and rFactor, which then brought us to Race Department. That was Roy who dragged me over to Race Department, and here we are 16 years later, still at Race Department or Overtake and doing stuff. And still playing the same games as well with Richard Burns Rally. Some things never change. Anyway, due to all that and the sim racing not using GTR 1 or 2, I actually never got around to play it properly. I bought it on a Steam sale a few years ago, and I've tried it a little bit, but yeah. So I can't say anything about the multi-class racing there. I enjoyed the GTR1 though, and I tended to drive at Spa as the G1, 2 and 3 classes were added as well, so you got the Seat. It wasn't Ibiza, it was the Leon, I think. Or yeah, I think it was the Seat Leon. And those cars, and the Morgan as well, at the Spa race in GTR1. So I kind of kept doing only that race, didn't bother with the championship mode for some reason. But yeah, where I'm trying to get at is that I felt that GTR1 also handled multi-car racing quite good. Multi-class racing, quite good. You haven't gotten rid of me, Roy. Nah, you haven't. I mean, if you haven't gotten rid of me yet, that might actually be quite hard to do as well. Yes, streaming while I'm not at work. Yeah, this is a weird time for me to do streaming. That happened on Friday as well. Yeah, I think it was Friday I did the rally stream. That was also early for me. I tend to do late night streaming, local time. But yeah, at times I need to. I mean, I think it would be better to not do such late night streaming. Not that I would get many more viewers, but I might be a bit more awake as well. I also find a bit interesting how, yeah, you Scoob, you have been watching a couple of the Sportcar GT and V Rally streams, while Roy is just almost being forced to watch. Yeah. And then there's a teenager who's started watching the WRC streams, so yeah, people have different interests. New course record. Yeah, so the new course record is 112.8, and I was talking about being able to do 110. Hang on. You guys were doing the recreation of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and the driver swap thing was offline, so you with a save. Huh. That's a unique way to do it. I haven't heard about that before. Maybe you could you put on AIs on online servers? Because GTR2 did have driver swap online, I think, or maybe they didn't. Oh, I actually don't know. I was thinking about that Danish 24-hour race thingy, but they actually met up and did it physically at a LAN, so they swapped physically in the shares. Huh. I also like old games, and I'm not that old, but I wonder how how insane everything was better before I will be when I'm 60. But yeah, the obscure game. I was talking with Roy the other day about our live streams, and not so much trying to become popular, but it is interesting to see what streams people watch. Also, it doesn't often align with what I feel has been a good stream or a fun stream or interesting game, but for some reason the V-Rally 3 streams are quite popular for me. The first stream I did there have racked up over 1,000 views for some weird reason, so I guess people are interested in old and obscure games as well. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm just happy that those 1,000 people wasn't watching live. I mean, I would probably get severe performance anxiety. I could have risked it one more lap, but not. But yeah, severe performance anxiety. I don't even like to. I don't know how many people are watching now. It might be 0 at the moment. It might be just Scooby. It might be Scooby and Roy. I have no idea. I don't want to see. I mean, it would be depressing to do a full stream and have 0 views. At the same time, if I get 5 views or more at the same time, I'd probably get nervous as fuck. It isn't easy being me. I keep thinking of it. GTR did have the driver swap ability online, I think, because I seem to remember Bram at Race Department talking a bit when we did rFactor 1 RDLMS, that it wasn't the only sim that Race Department used that had the driver swap thing. I might need to remember. I know there were probably some fan-made plug-in thingy for NASCAR Racing 2003 as well. I have played it, but the Group C endurance racing that was this. It sounds weird. NASCAR Racing 2003 and Group C endurance. But I wasn't a part of that group that did those races, so I don't know how they actually handled it. If it was proper driver swapping, how it was, that I'm not sure of. But I really remember a guy named Espen who was doing RDLMS when we joined. He was doing the Group C at NASCAR Racing 2003, endurance racing quite a lot. So there must have been some kind of thingy there as well. Okay, so it all depends what the algorithm decides. Yeah, I know. One thing's for sure, I'm not going to try to pander to the algorithm. I must admit, a couple of the short videos, not YouTube Shorts, but short videos that I uploaded, the point of some of them was to actually see, is it possible to not get 1 million views, not that kind, but is it possible to try to hit some sort of mini algorithm thing? But it is, but I don't know how. There's a couple of that goes now and then with a surprising amount of views, but yeah. Luckily, this isn't anything more than just a bit of fun, and a bit of English practicing. I don't speak English enough anymore, and I do have a brain damage after a bicycle accident when I was 14, and I do have a lasting brain injury, both when it comes to short-term memory and some finer motorics on the right side of my body, but also on the center of the brain that controls the speech. When I woke up at the hospital, I was diagnosed with aphasia. So yeah, I wasn't able to speak at all. So it is a bit harder for me to speak English than it used to be. And I need to concentrate a bit to get the words out properly. Ooh, 1:12:00. That's a hacker time. Or an AI time. Yeah, I need to concentrate a bit more and focus a bit more to get the words out and not mumble too much. I know I'm rambling and mumbling. But yeah, it is a training thing, and that's when I play games. I need to focus on the game. But when streaming as well and having to speak English, I'm not rewiring my brain, but it is a very good way for practicing and training. So while I think it's really fun to share the love of old games or newer games, it's also a bit selfish in the sense that I'm training my brain, which is a good thing in the long term, I think. Whoops. So yeah, I'm not trying to hit the algorithm. It is fun to see if something works better than other things, of course, but like I said, performance anxiety. I wouldn't like to have loads of people watching. I would be so afraid. Let's see, the Group C wasn't like watching the chat and not the track. Not a great idea. Yeah, I do think the Group C mod got in legal issues. I also think there was a couple of other mods. Basically the mods that were offering the game in a way as well, that you didn't... I can't remember. But yeah, iRacing sued the mod makers and won as well, because the source code for NASCAR Racing 2003 and iRacing were so similar that the argument was, not the only argument, but one of the arguments were that they were providing almost iRacing for free, and yeah, it was, yep. This has been some years since I read about it, but I do think they stated that 65% of the iRacing codes were the exact same as NASCAR Racing 2003. Of course, that's not the case anymore. They've changed iRacing code quite a bit since then, but yeah. I guess there's a reason why it was called ice racing and why it worked so much better with ovals than road courses for quite a few years. It was basically NASCAR Racing 2003. But yeah, let's call it NASCAR Racing 2004. So, yep. I also remember when I first uploaded some YouTube videos like 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago now, actually, I think. You could get an AdSense account easy. So I did get some ad revenue, but that was also in the period where you needed written consent or permission. So I actually wrote to ImageSpace Incorporated and was allowed to monetize the videos of the games they made. I also wrote to iRacing because they had the rights to Grand Prix Legends. And I was told pretty clearly in that mail that I was not allowed to have ads on YouTube and earn any money of anything they've ever made. I guess they changed the policy. Yeah. But yeah, that's fun tidbits from early YouTube. Yesterday I did reconnect with Espen a couple of days ago, and he stopped answering. But yeah, it was kind of fun to see the name, and I thought I remember his nickname, the Gazorko thing, but I wasn't sure until, of course, until I asked him, but also until I saw the Sandnes Ulf profile picture. Because if I remember correctly, he is in the Raske Men Sandnes Ulf song video thing. Okay, so apparently 2 to 3 hour long essay videos are YouTube meta. No, I don't want all the views then. No. 2 to 3 hour long essay videos. Who? I mean, the way I'm rambling on my streams and have been streaming for a couple of hours the last WRC streams could kind of be the same. I mean, it is interactive essay about old racing games, is it not? Something like that. I must admit also, Scooby, I'm really happy that you showed up when you did, because the 45 minutes of Laguna Seca in a championship I have won, it wasn't the most tempting race to do, and Roy has bought himself a new PC, splashed out quite a bit of money, so he is fairly and logically a bit busy with setting that one up and testing out with some games and stuff. You should consider testing GTA 5, Roy, because I do think, because EA WRC is so badly optimized as it is, I do think you will have quite a bit of difference in the graphics in GTA. That might actually be the one game where you have the combination of lot better graphics now and good frame rate without any dips. That's, yeah. And rFactor 2 as well. Of course, the I'm hoping that you make a highlight video too now with a new PC with some nice shadows and better graphics. Not like that it looked like rFactor 1, but yeah. There's just one setting on rFactor 2 you should stay away from. I can't remember it now, but it is one setting that just eats up your frames without giving you anything to look at, basically. But think of all those Patreon bucks you could get out of people. Yeah, right. That's all. I mean, this is all hypothetical because I'm not. I mean, look at the thumbnails I'm using. I'm not taking YouTube seriously in that way, but I wonder if I would ever be how to say it. Even if I would get somewhat, I don't want to say popular, but have enough views to and subscribers and stuff to even consider having a patron for whatever reason, I'm not sure I would want to. It feels like, in one way it feels like begging for money, but I know that if you get somewhat popular and you are spending more and more time making content, hopefully better and better, you might want to earn some money from it and maybe not have a full-time job on the side, not have a regular full-time job, something like that. So I totally understand it. Yes, that's a nice cut. I'm not sure if I would feel comfy about doing things like that. I mean, again, that's just a massive hypothetical thing. Okay, sounds like you should rope Roy into joining you on the streaming journey. Well, he is kinda on the streaming journey himself. Not in the... There is a little bump there where it seems that the game lags due to the bump. Not in the sense that he's playing that many single-player games. Well, he have done some Dakar, but Roy is streaming quite a lot of rallying, as I guess you know. So it's just a different kind of streaming idea. Roy has, and I do it for the EA WRC stuff. We are inspired by a German friend of us who streams when he does racing online or rallying. But that's mostly to record it for himself and be able to watch back later on. So that's the main motivation, as far as I understood it. Don't actually modding that stuff work well as a pain, which is why would I crap it? Oh. Yeah, and Roy with the TV 15 years old. Yeah, but your TV is full HD, is it not? I mean, you don't have a 720p TV, because if you can't have that, because then you've wasted your money on a PC. Yeah. Just like me, I was strictly told that I had to get a new monitor if I were allowed to get my former better half. It's not been a worse half, it's just not another half. Bought a 380 and a 380 Ti when 380 Ti came out. Was on waiting list for 380, so they arrived around the same time. I was allowed to get a 3080 Ti and donate my 3070, my better half, to sell. If I bought a monitor that was better than a 1080. Okay, so 3 minutes left. Let's do this then. Let's do this thing in the game, which I kind of like. So I can I can read a bit of chat as well. Changing driver in 30 seconds. Nice. Okay, YouTube as a job hasn't been sustainable without a supplementary income source like Patreon. It's kind of begging for money, pay TV license. Yup. Yeah, no, you really need to be huge enormous to even have a chance to get enough money out of the AdSense. But yeah, then you'd probably like to hire someone to do stuff, and then you need Also, I'm amazed about how many. Okay, where is it? That's not the button I'm looking for. Ooh, where's the reset button? Oh! Ah! Crikey, servants. Yeah. There. Like that. Mr. Andy Pilgrim is doing the last couple of laps for me. But yeah, I'm surprised of this, how small so many YouTubers I'm watching are, while they're still able to get sponsors. I mean, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends or NordVPN, something like that. But I'm surprised. Yeah. I also agree with you that you should always use a dedicated monitor, not a TV, for gaming. I used to have my second, when I was a student back in 2010, my second monitor that was connected to my PC was a TV, but that was basically because when I was eating dinner and stuff and watched things, I had like Norwegian style Netflix and stuff, and I was watching on the TV because that was much bigger. But yeah, for gaming it's not ideal. So I guess that's the next thing, Roy, to consider getting a new monitor. I see that Mr. Pilgrim is now on his last lap of the race, trying to lap a Porsche. He don't have much success doing that at the moment. Maybe now. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. That's a really nice one. It's become a joke, but stuff like Northern Raid just throw $100 and anyone will take the sponsorship. Taking those sponsorships doesn't really pay out unless it's a niche product or got a decent size audience. Yeah, no, but I mean, imagine if I, which, yeah, I won't get it, but with my average 60 views or something on streams, would I get $100 for a sponsorship? That would have been $100. Yeah. Again, it's just hypothetical and funds is, but yeah, I can see it being tempting. That sponsorship thing would kind of cover a game or two if you wanted. So yeah, I can see people being interested. But yeah, that's actually the GT World season in Sports Car GT done. It is a bit sad that Mr. Andy Pilgrim, Andy, don't get any points from this. It would have been fun to have 17 drivers on the standings now, but I'm getting all the points and all the money. But yeah, Mr. Pilgrim won the race ahead of the Rabbi Mark Murphy, Eric Bernard, and Xavier Lert. And yeah, it's actually just 4 cars on the lead lap. And that is the season. Suddenly it was really quiet in the background. Jeez. 200Ks for the race win, and then yeah, a couple of millions for championship. Wow. Whoop whoop. That's it. I didn't expect it to be fireworks on the screen, but could have been a little a little something. So, oh, that's that one, huh? Yeah, so that's a rattlesnake, which I don't own, and it is the very, very, very interestingly named GTR Coupe. That's a lot of power and not much weight compared to the rest. And let's see then. No. Okay, so I thought yeah, I cannot buy a car I'll never use, but hang on here. Oh, there it is. I didn't spot it. That's the one I've been looking for. The hybrid V8 from 1999. That's, yeah, sparky. It is. I'm amazed just thinking of the fact that this is not a fantasy car. This is an actual Panos hybrid car from the 90s. It's, yeah, like IndyCar is moving on to, oh, IndyCar is racing now. Holger, hello. IndyCar is racing at Portland at the moment. You got, not a friend, but you got Yuri Vips from Estonia racing in a Ford Ray Letterman car in that race today. Now, actually, I guess. I don't have a Nigerian, so I can't watch it. Anyway, let's buy that one then. Yeah, purchase vehicle. And let's buy the rattlesnake because it's not owned the rattlesnake either. Boink. And now I kind of need to do some more racing. Or sell vehicles, but I don't want to sell them. So I can't buy the amazingly 5 million GTR Coupe. I don't have the money and I don't want to sell any of the cars I have. Also, I don't get enough money from selling them. So yeah, that is Sports Car GT finished. I want to test the Panos though. The Q9. So let's do what I was talking about. Let's do Chatham. Let's do the wet as well. Let's do dry. Just do 6 laps. And mixed class opponents. So you can have GT1, GT2, GT3 and GTQ cars. Sadly being ahead of the time didn't work out for Panos. It was a glorious failure. Yeah, well, the batteries in some cars at the moment doesn't give more than 100 horsepower either. But I guess they're not as heavy. How heavy is the car actually? Well, I've lightened the Porsche. Oh, it's, yeah. Well, let's test them. Sparky. Multiclass, a couple of GTQs, GT3, GT2, and let's skip the qualifying just to make it a bit more chaotic. That's not very practical. Oh, that's a good GTQ. I guess what I should do offline, just for fun. I'm not going to do that on the stream. Don't think I'm ever gonna test out the coupe either on a stream. What I should do is, not crash. What I should do is just do a couple of races, the shorter races in the GT World, or even the GT1 Championship, and earn a total of 600k and buy the rattlesnake. 600 kilos heavier and just 100 brake horsepower more. That's 200 kilos heavier, sorry, and just 100 horsepower more, and still not able to save more fuel. That's, yeah. No! I also guess that driving this on the hardest difficulty, it might have been a dumb idea, as I haven't upgraded the Panos at all. I like the EV on the bonnet, and that's not the Pokemon Eevee. It's electrical vehicle. When I think about today's F1 race, yeah, meh. I guess it was a bit more interesting than I feel. I thought it was slightly boring. It was a nice little fight for a win for a while, but yeah, I didn't. Nah. I think Zandvoort make the cars look even heavier and slower than they are. I do think that the race would be a lot better. Not necessarily the racing between the cars, but it would look a lot better if the cars were lighter and a bit less stable, so the drivers would make a bit more mistakes. It was, yeah. I've seen a lot better Formula 1 races, even this year. Sparky. Panos Q9. Oh, this didn't feel right. This feels like the car is drifting. Ooh, no. It was a race. There was a bit of overtaking in the mid-pack. Pierre Retard on Gasly, and yeah. No, Scooby, I want a race. I don't want a demolition derby. With that being said, I would rather have a race consisting of, bloody hell, of 20 Logan Sargents than 20 Santino Ferruccis. So, yeah. And no, we got pole position for Portland. I hope it gets crashed out or something. Ugh. I mean, it's probably not a good sign that Sergio Perez in the Red Bull finishing 6th is an okay. Okay, Scooby, that depends on what Pokemon you're playing. It completely depends on what Pokemon you're playing. Well, that was anyway the Panos Q9. Let's try the Rattlesnake as well. Let's actually spend some money on making that one better. Rattlesnake. Then I can't buy it. Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? I'm probably not gonna play this game in many years now. Brake system, tire level. Buying tire levels. That is the milestone WRC game style of career mode, where you had to buy an upgrade, or not buy an upgrade. You had to have your team develop and using R&D to get wet tires. So stupid. Okay, so that's the amazing Rattlesnake then. Got quite a bit of power in it. Yep, got quite a bit of power in the Rattlesnake now. Let's do another quick race then. A Rattlesnake. And let's do Chatham again, because it's so easy to just put up a race. Mixed 16. And yeah. Wet. A ROM hack for Soul Silver. Ooh. So at least it's one of the well, it depends on how the ROMAC is, to be honest, but at least it's one of the fairly old one before you could, before we had Chinese and before the Pokemons were male and female and had sex. Well, they don't. I guess the Pokemons don't have sex, but yeah. I'm not necessarily. Well, I'm also a fan of Alex Day. That's not the fail race Alex Day, Roy, but a singer-songwriter guy. Who anyway, he sung about Pokemon What Happened to You, and I agree with that. I don't agree with the guy because he went away from YouTube due to not treating other people very nice. But yeah, yep. Okay then, let's try the Rattlesnake. That is a fancy car at least. Let's see how does the four-wheel drive work in this game. Oh, that's a long 6 gear. That was very short. Oh. The first couple gears were very short, and the 6th gear were ridiculously long. No, I haven't told you. I'm not very good at watching rally stuff on. On YouTube. This car felt very strange. It's like they thought that okay, it's four-wheel drive and needs to be very heavy, but it's not that much heavier than the other cars. Also, reflections are interesting. New course record, yeah, of course, because I haven't upgraded GT2 cars much before, so obviously this is the fastest I've been doing this with this circuit with a GT2 car, even though it's rain. But this was a strange car. This was weird. Trying to force it into drift, but it doesn't work. And so long gearing. Jeez Louise. Oh, did I actually hit the lister so hard that it had to pit? I'm sorry. I mean, it is totally pointless. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, so when you're on board, you don't actually see the lights at all. You only see the lights when you're outside the car, and then it doesn't really matter at all. Oh well, it's an old game. Can't have everything. Okay, so let's finish this race and then finish off the stream with one of those game crashing events. And I guess that is a perfect way to end Sports Car GT. 16 live streams, and yeah, I think that's a nice way to end it. Not with this race, but the next race. game crashing race. It's been, I guess, 30 plus hours, around 30 hours to play through this, including a little mistake. It's caused me to do GT1 Championship twice. So it could have been done in 13 parts and not 16, I guess. So yeah, I also like that, like in the list storm now, it's not Xavier Lert, it's Chris Bauer. So I guess every car has 2 drivers. It's just that in the championship they only get the main driver. So yeah, let's use the Porsche GT1. Let's race the Chatham in a day. Let's do a bit longer, not 45. Okay, so what is? Am I able to see the longest? It is unlimited. 4,320 minutes. What is that in hours? It's probably 24 hours. Is it? No, it's 72 hours. Okay. Well, oh Lord. Okay. So yeah, let's just hope for my own sake that I never. Well, it's not going to happen, but just to really put it, yeah. Let's hope I never come to the point where I'm living off streaming or YouTube or anything like that. Because I'm a man of my word. If I say it's something, I'm sticking by it. No, it's not going to be that whole game. What I said earlier in the race is that if I ever go to the point where I make a living out of streaming of videos and stuff, never gonna happen. I'm not taking this serious enough. But then I would do a sports car GT race and do the longest race possible. I thought it might have been 4 or 5 hours as the max, as the game is from 1999. So I didn't think it was able to have 4,320 minutes. And imagine if we do that at Chatham. Or something like that. I mean, again, this is just a hypothetical, stupid thing to spend time on. I wouldn't like to do Hockenheim due to the AI doing dive bombs in every chicane. And I'm awful at Donington, so that's off as well. Tracks like Mossport is way too undulated. That one is not in the game. Lime Rock is too dangerous. So it would have been, must be like, oh, I'm gonna say it would be boring. This speedway is dangerous, but the rest is fine. That is a possibility. Right, Sebring, and that is basically, I think I would have to try to find, it's probably not possible anymore, but try to find some modded track as well. But yeah, okay then. Drive to survive, indeed. Drive to survive, yeah, that's also Jesus. I was thinking about doing a 10-minute end of game thing. It might not work out. I might end up being, I'm actually going to just have the button ready to to jump to the break screen. So in case anyone joins in now, like Holger or anything like that, or watch it later, Sports Car GT has a limit of 16 cars on track, 15 AI cars and your own car. I've installed a fan patch, a SP patch, maybe S-patch, something, I can't remember, which have added some damage models and stuff to the cars. So it's possible to do 24 cars. That tends to crash the game when the race is over. It might also crash the game while loading the track. So yeah, 10 minutes. Let's do 7 times fuel and tire wear, which means I would have to step 1. That's the one. Yes, Scooby. Step 1 patch. It was something with S and a patch. I used to want the game was original tracks, but then I also wouldn't do something that long on my own. Well, I mean, realistically, I would never do such a long race on my own either. But it would be best to do it on an original track. Just imagine doing 72 hours of Chatham. That would be, yeah. It is the favorite track in the game for me. I would probably hate it after that one. Also, it is a step 1 patch that have added Lonesome Pine and the Indianapolis Raceway Park, but they haven't actually added the tracks into the game folder. So they're just on the list for some reason. So I can't play them. Yes, I'll get everything I do is on the PC. Everything I play, everything I stream is on PC. I might use an emulator for all the console games, but then I also have the actual console and the game at home. I just can't be bothered to set up an old console and I do record from that. So I might use an emulator like on VRider 3. I'm using the emulator, but yeah, everything is on a PC. Anyway, enough chat. GT1, 23 opponents. That's a lot of GT1 cars at the front. That's a bit boring. Options ready. Okay, so I need to change car. Yeah, then I get a new grid. That's more interesting. Lots of GT3 cars. Yep. Alrighty then. The game might crash during loading. Let's hope for the best. If it doesn't crash during loading, it will crash after I finish the race. So, let's go. Okay, it didn't crash during loading. And you can see the cars are not lined up properly. Oh, chaos! Utter chaos. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. I do have the Laguna Seca setup. Those two tracks are in there because there were two other mod tracks that use the same name. Causing conflict. Oh, okay. You see, I installed the step 1 for the first time 5 years ago, maybe. So it's I haven't exactly been a part of the sports car GT scene. Put it that way. I also guess I should have used kilometers per hour just for this one race. The only reason I'm using miles per hour is because I then get horsepower and not kilowatts for the cars. I would probably be better off now to use metrics to get kilometers per hour and also get liters of fuel and not gallons. Hey ho, you can't get everything. That's a GTQ car. Oh, and it's so slow. Move it. Yeah, so it's 2 laps and I started to lapping the slow cars. Imagine doing this for 72 hours. Oh, crikey. Yeah, imagine doing this for 72 hours. It would be stressful. It would be, yeah. Okay, those tracks are not long gone. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Again, I can't remember the name of the site, but I think I know. I think I actually know what site as well that died, which has quite a lot of sports car GT and some other old stuff. Was it the Sim Pit? No, not the Sim Pit. Yeah. I know there's a site or two that still do host some sports car GT stuff. I was surprised when the GPL track database site went away as well. I mean, 24 cars on track and it takes me half a minute to do a lap. No wonder this is chaotic. Ooh, that's a thing I haven't thought about. 72 hours with the engine note. I mean, realistically I would do... Oh, wait a minute. I was about to say I would do 72 hours but let the AI take over the car. But when the AI goes to the pits, if I don't click continue or something, it will just stand in the pits. Oh, that's genuinely a thing I hadn't thought about. Yeah, I need to do a two-stopper anyway, so let's just head to the pits now. Oh, I could have checked it out now with the AI thingy. Yeah. Let's do a very short stint now then, and yeah. For the heavy vehicle energy. Does it work before? Oh, I will check things out. I kind of wanted to win this race, but now this is a test race for something that would never happen. Why not? I mean, it's not like my streams doesn't go whoosh. Off script as it is, so yeah. Okay, so let's give the AI a chance then. Do not fill up any fuel and change the AI. It is a bit risky though. The midpoint might actually not stop again. We'll see. Because the other AIs are not pitting, so that wasn't the plan now. Yep. And yeah, I forgot the driver, so it takes a bit of time as well. Then we are here again then, watching the AI drive. Oh no, it's Roar. Oh, but it is. That's the name on the front of the car. Graphics are popping in and yeah. Oh, it might crash early on though. This is. Yeah, the speed differences are quite big between the classes. Let's hope that the AI crashes so he is forced to pit and we'll be able to figure this one out. F1 should race with F2 and F3 like Le Mans. I would 60 cars. Well, it would work. It's more than 60. That's 72 cars. That would be a bit risky. I mean, if you had a long enough track in Formula 1, just do multi-class racing. They did before, in the 60s. Like on the Nordschleife and stuff, it was often F1 cars and F2 cars together in the same race. I might remember wrong, but I do think that if the F2 cars ended up in the points playing positions, they were just not counted towards the points. So you could actually score points by finishing outside the points positions if some of the cars ahead of you were F2 cars back then. While, yeah, and that also happened in the 80s when you were allowed to have Formula 1 cars with just one car. But there were a couple of teams who entered a second car for some events. That car was not allowed to score points. So I do think Gerhard Berger was one of the drivers who actually ended up... Oh, that was a car somewhere. Yeah, Gerhard Berger ended up in the points without scoring points. Can I... Oh. Cool. Now I don't remember what button to change the cars again. It looks like possibly the car in 17th now, which we're coming up to, has stopped. He is stopped on the track. Ran out of fuel, possibly. Body damage, yeah, no wonder this is chaotic. And that's probably the leader that passed us, so we're not going to do another pit stop. So we got no chance to actually figure out the AI pit stop thingy. That's too bad. Ouch! Someone crashed with with the car that's standing still. So 15 then for Myrvold Roar. Bernard won, yeah. Davin, Celine, Bentley, me, Lobel, Rhodes, Stuck. Okay. Let's just wait for... Okay, so that is a DNF. Probably ran out of fuel. I'm not sure I've ever seen an AI DNF in this game. Interesting. Have everyone finished? Everyone has not finished yet. There's one car, Porsche. Everyone's finished. So let's see then. Do the game work, or does the game end up with crashing to the desktop? Okay, so yeah, that answered that question. The game just doesn't handle when you have more than 16 cars when the race is finished. Okay, so I got a bit curious about the whole AI's pit stop thingy. So let's just check that one out before ending the whole career in graphics. It's also, if I change anything here, it also fucks up. So that's not amazing. I was thinking miscellaneous. Yep. No. Graphics. Yep. No. So, because it is in the garage, is it not? Other metric. Liters. That's nice. The only problem now is that the cars. It's kilowatts. I don't understand that at all. So yeah, let's do this again in 10 minutes. Why not? I don't need to have this thingy. Now I'm race option. I don't need to end this stream in the game that way. So let's fill it up again. Do it properly. Garage, other starting fuel, 25 liters. So I need to pit early. Ready. Good. In jet ski, there's a 25-minute race. Sometimes when they run out of the field, they will swim to the finish line. That's like Talladega Nights, running over the finish line. And then Keith. I guess that's not really jet skiing, but yeah. Okay. Oh, this is going to be one lap in pit. Yep. That's going to be one lap in pit anyway. Yeah. It's always a bit chaotic at the start in these races. Okay, let's do 48 then and change the AI and we'll have a little watch again. Any other thing to chat about? I feel like I'm not playing much game at the moment. Last races I've been switching out to the AI and just been watching. Also, I probably should have just spent 2 seconds to figure out what button to change what car to spectate. Let's Google it then while waiting. Sports car GT controls. That's probably not a good enough. Sports car GT manual sounds good. Hotkeys, yeah, probably that. Page 24. Hotkeys and B. Oh, that vector has been in a crash. What's your vector, Victor? Cold Dove. That's also a name. Portentoso. Carlo Hurtgen, Taylor Bootson, Chris Bauer. Problem is I have no idea when I'm coming up to my car again. There! Warning low fuel. Okay. Let's see then what's going to happen. Do the AI handle the pit stop itself? Do I need to handle it? What's actually going to happen now? What's going to happen is doing another lap. Yeah, it's also getting the track a bit. It's not only me. I'm just following the game. I'm just doing what I'm told. That's what they say in 45 as well. It didn't help. Okay, please come to the pits now. No. Okay. I can't force it into pits, can I? No, that's the pause button. That's not the pit button. Also, I'm fearing that the AI won't pit because, well, I do have a pit. I was thinking that I didn't have a garage, but of course, or pit stop. Of course, I do have it. Yep. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay. So I need to be able to hit done. So if I'm doing the 72-hour race, yeah. No, I don't need to. Okay. Ah, awesome, 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 awesome. The problem is that the game will crash again now. Okay, let's crash the game. Yep, the game crashed. I'm now only going to test one more thing, then we're finished. Then we are finished properly. Let's just check it out. Okay, so the AI do the pit stops. That's good. Okay, I really do want to finish off the streams with a proper race. So let's do a 9-minute race. Do a one stop and just see what happens. Oh, I want to change the grid a tiny bit. Yep, that's nice. That's a lot of slow GT cars. First 9 is GT2 or GT3 or GTQ. So that's good. That's going to be proper chaos. So for the third time, this is going to be the last race in this series of Sports Car GT. And Scooby, you asked earlier, you're probably gone now, but you asked earlier, what is the next game I'm looking to do? I don't know, is the answer. It might be a management game, actually. I have tested it. I do have everything set up. I've checked that it worked. So I know that it works. Streaming wise, everything works. So it might be a management game. I might finish off V-Rally 3 as well, just to have finished the things. But yeah, I had some ideas about some hardcore versions of old NASCAR games, like doing a full race on Nintendo 64, NASCAR 99. But it's not random the way the crashes are, but it, yeah. I don't even own Formula 1 24 Holger. It's, yeah, I own 23, but yeah, no. I mean, there's so many people streaming those things. I am not like most people, so I'm probably not going to stream the normal stuff either. Alrighty then, let's do a proper last race. After chaos. Yeah, it is. This is chaotic. It is a mess in a way. But I've said it so many times, but I'm saying it again. The game is from 1999. I'm quite amazed that it's handling multi-class racing as well as it is. Could have been so much worse. Maybe I should do something completely different for the next one. Maybe I should do Diddy Kong Racing. I remember struggling so bad with that as a kid. I was never able to finish it. Just need to be a bit older and understand a bit more. Then, well, it wasn't easy, but yeah. Not Grand Prix Manager, because that would be too logical to have something good. I mean, Grand Prix World would be quite interesting as well, due to the whole negotiation bit, where you can steal works engines from other teams, and you might spend 10 races whining and dining a huge sponsor just to see the sponsor sign with another team. I mean, Grand Prix World is really good in that sense, but no, I'm actually considering the game that marked the end of Formula 1 management games. It was a game that was so bad that it took 22 years to get another licensed Formula 1 management game. There is some aspects of the game that's, I'm not gonna say fun, but it's quite nice. So yeah, I kind of want to do that. Talking about algorithms and things, isn't that a nice tagline? Back in time, and whoa, enter the name of the game with a tagline: the game that ruined the franchise or something. Yeah, indeed, EA's F1 Manager without a single mod. The things I like with that game is the newspaper thing. This has some rumors. It makes it feel in a way a bit more alive. It doesn't make the game any better. And the fact that a couple of sponsors like Agip, if put on certain places on the car, actually changes the color. So while you can't change the livery color or anything like that, it can do a tiny change. Like if you put the Agip logo at a couple of spots on the front wing, it will change either the nose or the front wing assembly to the nose, to yellow, or the end plates to completely yellow, regardless of what team you are. So if you sign Agip to McLaren, you can get proper yellow end plates. I mean, it doesn't add a thing to the game in that sense, but it is, yeah. I have way too many hours in that game, and I think that's basically it of what's good or fun about that game. Oh man. To be quite honest, Grand Prix World is too slow. I can't get the patch that's supposed to speed up the races to work. So every race takes between 30 and 40 minutes, and yeah, that's doesn't work for me. It would probably work if there were like a big streamer, like Broadband or something. We can spend 30 minutes during the race just chatting about stupid stuff, like we're doing now, but with a lot more people. And Grand Prix Manager, I'm not sure I'm good enough. The first one is no. The first one I'm terrible at. Second one is a possibility. But yeah, it's. I mean, another thing with the EA F1 Manager is the different challenges you can set yourself. I have not been able to finish off a season with arrows, because you get fired if you're not in the top 6 with the arrows, which is the worst car. So that's, yeah. I actually managed every other kind of challenge in the game. But yeah, Diddy Kong Racing would be kind of fun as well, to be honest. It's a racing game. So yeah, I mean the kind of games I'm playing, even though I haven't played or streamed much of those things, it's racing games, simulators, so arcades, management games, and tycoon strategy games. That's basically it. I might actually stream some original Call of Duty sometimes as well. The story mode there is, yeah. But that's far in the future. The most overrated and underrated rally. The problem with that is it's so dependent on the person. So yeah, that's a difficult one. Ooh, like I kind of feel like Rally 3 is underrated as a game, but if you think of the driving, it's not underrated at all. It's good. Something different. Screamer is pretty decent. The problem with Screamer is that I haven't tried it before. That isn't a problem in itself, but it is an advantage knowing something about the games when I'm trying to play through the old games at least. Then again, never have I ever. It's possibly a series as well. When I look at my, oh crikey! It's a reverse rally physics in rolling. Jesus! When I look at my Steam library, I probably could make a huge live stream or video series just called "Why the heck do I own?" or "Why did I buy?" I have so many games I've never tried and probably never will try. I think 54% of my Steam library is games I've never tried. And yes, I did not go into the pits now on purpose, because it was going to be the last lap anyway, so I can just drive with a wounded car. Warning, low fuel. I don't think that's the biggest issue I have at the moment. And Roy mentioned something about Grade Zone 7. Yup. Or STCC at least. But driving that war bomb, that would be something. Oh! Yep. Well, at least look at my background. Oh man. This is, yeah. And there it is. I think that's a good way to end Sports Car GT, when it actually crashed when finishing a race, not only afterwards. So yeah, that is it. Now I'm done. Yeah, it's just, oh, you finished the race and you won. Nope, that's not acceptable. So yeah, I wish I could figure out why the game shuts down when I use more than 15 AI cars. I thought it was supposed to work properly with the Step 1 patch, but then again, it probably did when the Step 1 patch was made for Windows 2000 or XP or something. So yeah. Well, I guess it's nice to end on the standing screen from the championship, the GT World. If I click new season, yep, World GT is it called, not GT World, whatever. But I won after 20 races with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wins. That might be the... But I seem to remember the first time I tried the step 1 patch, Scoob, that it actually worked to see the results and click escape. But that's some years ago. I'm a goldfish at times. So, yep. Yeah, I also thought that the one car ran out of fuel because it didn't have anywhere to pit. But I had a place to pit. And I know, like at Southern Park, you won't get a place to pit. But if I started back, I won't get a place to pit either. As the pits also are based on the qualifying positions. So if there were an AI that didn't have a place to go to the pits, I wouldn't have a place to pit either. I'm not going to start that race just to check that, but yeah, it's... Yep. I've crashed the game enough times now. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like Max Verstappen. I'm a bit surprised that I won so many races as I did. I mean, I did upgrade the car to the absolute maximum, but yeah, maximum. But yeah. It's quite light though. 1265 with the hybrid. So yeah, that's it for Sports Car GT. I will probably play the game again a couple times. Yeah, I will play the game again, but probably not stream it. It's been 16 streams, like I said. Probably 30 plus hours. It's been fun, but it takes a while. So yeah, I'm not sure when the next stream is going to be. I have quite a bit of work the next couple of weeks. It's been 3 months rebuilding of a football stadium, so I haven't had any work to do there until now. That's my work. I work when there's football matches, so there's a bit of stuff to do. Maybe that might be as well, Scooby. I don't know. Like I said, just guessing. I'm just guessing as well. But yeah, like I said, I don't know when the next stream is going to be. Hopefully next week. So the week that starts tomorrow in just a few hours, actually. And yeah, and we'll see what's going to be. If it's going to be EA WRC or V-Rally 3, or if I suddenly have the urge to do something else. Who knows? Anyway, I really like that people showed up. Nice to see you again, Scooby. It's been quite a few months. Really happy to see you watch the old game as well, Holger. I kind of expect you to only watch a couple of WRC things. And Roy, as always, thanks for, well, you're a moderator, so thanks for showing up and make me feel somewhat safe that I won't get any weird spam account in the chat. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you. So until next time, have a good one. Bye.